What's going on, everybody? LK here with ApologyMan for Beast Coast FGC, and today we're gonna go a little technical. We're gonna go into Fighting Games 102, not 101 anymore, and we're gonna talk about option selects.
Hey yo, we noticed that only about 11% of you are actually subscribed to the channel, so go ahead and do me a favor right now and hit that subscription button. Also, it's important to note, once we hit 10,000 subscribers, we will be doing a massive giveaway here on our YouTube channel, so you'll definitely want to make sure you have notifications on for that. Don't delay, hit that subscription today. You heard?
If you don't know what an option select is, this is we're digging a little bit into the system here. So it's a situation where if you do something and your opponent has a couple of options, then if they do option A, your character does X. If they do option B, your character does Y. We're going to share with you three common ones. These are ones that you can apply to, honestly, basically any fighting game, which is why we kind of settled on these ones. And hopefully this also give you some ideas of your own to maybe potentially make some of your own. Okay? So first, we are going to start with maybe the first option selector ever discovered in history, which we call the safe jump. Why? Because the jump is safe. So, Lord Beneath, please perform a safe jump. Okay. Alright, so there it is. Now, this time, let's see what happens when Soul does not do his plus on whiff DP. And there we go. So the concept's pretty simple. You get a knockdown, and then you do something so that the timing of your jump works that if they just get up and do nothing, they just block, you get frame advantage, you get to take your turn, run your offense, run whatever game plan that your character has. If they do a reversal, then you block the reversal, and even one that's plus on block like Souls, wink wink nudge nudge, you'll be able to get a nice punish. So this is pretty important because then your opponent can't gamble with you really heavily. They have to respect the option, and then it can actually open up some like guessing games of like maybe you just don't do the safe jump and go for something else. For example, whatever it is that you think you should do. Another
Yeah,
nice
for
thing
sure.
about this too is that, of course, like I said before, it works in like basically every fighting game has safe jumps.
Yeah, no, the safe jump is like a universal option select because yeah, you know, if they DP, like you'll block in time, and if they block, they'll block your jump in. And like the nice thing about it is you put them in block stun, so you know if they're training a DP even like after you make them block the jump in, like you can go low and like hit them for inputting it. So there's like a lot of applications for the safe jump, and there's a reason why it's been used historically throughout like every fighting game versus like any characters that have like a reversal dragon punch.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
And it's not so much even like reversal dragon punches like in this game. So like we use Soul's example too because like he's in the group of like fastest reversals. So it's not like there's basically no character that has an invincible reversal that's faster than that, straight up, right? So if you can do this to a character like Soul or like Chip or like Leo, then you could basically even do it to characters who have like, you know, we joke about their reversals, but they're slower, so they're easier to time this with. So like characters like Ram and her super, her 236 super would be a good example. Or who would be another good example? I mean, we could meme and say like Milia, even
I,
though Winger is not the best reversal of all time. Like,
I mean, honestly, even the universal reversal mechanic everyone has, which is Gold Burst,
yeah.
you can pretty easily safe jump that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And in the corner, you can actually even get like a punish on it. So like it's very strong. Like it works across like the cast, like because everyone has Gold Burst, right? So you know it's a little bit easier to safe jump like some of these slower reversals, like Gold Burst and like like Potemkin's like barrier super, right? You have a lot more time to like block. But yeah, it's definitely very useful for like a lot of characters in this game.
You might say even crucial.
Yeah.
Um, so next we have the throw purple Roman cancel option select. So this is something from Guilty Gear Xrd. So the concept here is that we're going to be setting up a poke throw situation, but because we have 50 meter, we have access to the purple roaming cancel, which is a roaming cancel we use at if our attack or animation is in recovery. So this actually lets us hedge our bet, especially if you're a character like Faust, because he is found, he's not lost. He's found, he's right here in the game. His command grab is extremely powerful. It sets up, honestly, sets up two 50/50s.
Yeah, it sets up
Honestly,
a really good
it
situation.
sets up a really powerful situation, and when you have the meter, it really lets you hedge your bet. Because if he's wrong, either if they mash fast enough or if they jump out or something, then he's gonna get punished pretty hard. So it's kind of a risk to go for, but something like you should occasionally go for. Where if you have the meter for it, then it really lets you hedge your bet and at least keep you safe, and at most let you keep your offense straight up, depending on what you see them do. Because the purple roaming cancel applies slowdown. So, Lord Apology Man, please demonstrate.
Yeah. And yeah, so if they backdash, like you can kind of stay safe there. And this also works versus like jump. Like if they jump instead, you can even like PRC upwards. Sometimes like even get like an air throw. You know, like there's some really good applications of it, and it keeps you safe, right? You get to go for the command grab without feeling like you're at risk of them jumping or backdashing and getting you like a huge counter hit punish.
It might sound like a meme to the viewers, but like actually among like high level players, like I don't know, maybe there are some people who disagree with this, but like generally people understand that command grabs are a risk. Like it's something you have to go for because it establishes your mix up, but like when you're wrong, you get punished. Like when you're right, you get amazing situations like the Afro for Faust. Or Potemkin, he does like 50% of your life with Potemkin Buster if you play like a low health character or something. Uh, but if you're wrong, especially in this game, if you're wrong, you're going to be in counter hit state. They're going to definitely try to hit you with a move of slowdown, and they're going to get a big return. So having something to kind of like make it not a risk is strong in this game. For anyone who's a Dragon Ball player, this is the 100% the concept behind things like Blue Goku command grab plus Pickle Orb or Broly command grab plus Roshi armor assist. It's something to hedge the bet and make the situation strong. So this resource is really important. If your character has a command grab or even a normal grab that's strong, it's something that you can go for. So here we have the last one. If you did mission mode, you're gonna know this one actually, and I actually highly recommend mission mode because they have a couple of option selects that are more advanced than these that could help you out, and they'll explain them very well as well. But this is kind of like a baseline. This one has many names, but I'm trying to be the change that I want to see, and I'm not going to use the name that even the game calls this. I call this option select guard because you are covering two options with one blocking input. So we're using Chip here. Chip has 5k, so he's got the 5k 2k Gatling. His 2k Gatling, I don't know the exact number, let's just say 6 because most of these 2k lows are all 6. So we're just going to assume it's 6. And he's got 5k 6k. So 5k 6k, very fast. I want to say it's 20 frames, very fast. It's +1 on hit. So if he hits you, he gets to keep your turn. Of course, we do not want Chip Xanoth to keep his turn. We want to block this so that we get to play, right? So what do we do? The overhead is pretty fast, and he's got other stuff he can threaten with as well. Like he can do 5k 5k again, he can do 5k dash. What do we do? If we think that we're not trying to get hit by the 5k 2k, because 5k 2k is going to lead to knockdown, 5k 2k 2d, right? And 5k 6k is going to be plus, then the solution is, because the speed of the two moves are different, we can choose to block low first, so that we block the low, and then we switch high to block the overhead. And then we block low again, just in case he does 2k, because then he's going to do 2k 2d. So then we can block both options there. While this is not going to cover absolutely all the offense he has, in this situation where you feel like it could be one of these two things, you can choose this thing to protect you. So what you're going to be doing is blocking low after you see the 5k, and then switch high, and then go back to low. And with practice, you should be able to defend both of these with just the input. Not necessarily reacting to the move itself, but reacting to the situation so that we do the input. Nice. There you go. So a good thing too is like, there's a couple things to think about here. So one, this is why you'll hear some like high level players be like, "Oh, this thing that someone showed is not a actual mix-up," because it could be that you can just do this option select card and cover both options. A 50-50 truly, in at least the case of a high-low, generally is that the high and low should hit at the same frame so that you can't do this, so that either the opponent has to guess if both options are not reactable, or if both options are reactable somehow, like sometimes that type of thing comes up, then the person has to react properly and they can't just rely on like the game basically blocking it for you. That's one big thing. Another thing is, even in the case of something like this where you can block both options, your opponent can compensate if they read you and can try to hit your timing. So if we added a third slot where, let's say, Chip did 5k dash 5k 2k, it's very likely that ApologyMan will get hit much more. Like just now, yeah, he messed up every now and then. Like, let's say he gets to like 80% of the time. That's still really good for matches, right? 80% of the time means you're getting out of this string if he does a 6k 80% of the time, or if he does the low, then you're just Gucci, right? As opposed to if he varies his timing just a little bit, now his success rate is like 50% or less, which is much more meaningful.
Yeah, it's a lot more.
Or maybe you're too good at doing it, so we have to come up with something that's really specific to hit you.
I'm sure if the second, but the thing is like, let's say they do Alpha Blade, right? Let's say they do like Command Grab.
It's 5k Alpha Blade.
Yeah, when you start like OS guarding, right? It's a lot on your mental stack because you're like switch blocking a lot, and the opponent can abuse that as well. But it is important to learn how to do this because otherwise, like mix-ups that are like not mix-ups, that you can OS guard it'll just add on to like the long list of things that you need to look for. Like, and Chip is like the perfect example because he has the command grab, he has the Alpha Blade cross up, and he has this like 6k. If you can kind of like cover a couple options with OS guarding, then you can kind of focus more on like the other options that he could do, like the mix-ups I mentioned prior. So I hope those option selects were useful. I think this kind of thing applies in any fighting game, so I hope you enjoyed that content. Like and subscribe, and leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time. So I hope those option selects you found...
Didn't find anything.
We
found them.